Live in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of Toyota Tuesdays. I am Brian from 6th Year Garage, and I have with me Clinton from Dirt Garage.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Thanks for checking into the live stream on the channel. If you're new to the show, this is something we do every couple weeks, few weeks, where we just
When we
take a,
can.
yeah, when we can, when you're not out wheeling and I'm not working. We just take comments and questions from our Toyota fans for an hour, and we take a look at anything you want to send us. I've got a pinned comment up at the top with the Toyota Tuesdays at gmail.com email. If you want to send us some pictures of your Toyota, we'll take a look at those later on in the show, in addition to any questions you might have. So, first big news, I guess, is you guys are probably here for the giveaway for the LED lights. Just in case you guys got to run, we'll go ahead and we'll get that out of the way here. Got it right here. This is what I'm talking about. These are the 5x7 LED headlights that I installed on my 85 Toyota. There you go. There's a good look at it there.
Still look brand new.
They are basically, they were on for about I think a week, and I took them off because I don't really need them. I have the stock bumper, so I don't need LEDs that have these integrated turn signals, you know. So it's kind of
That's
like,
fair.
yeah, I just put my other LED lights back on and figured this would be a good giveaway. So, probably the coolest thing I've ever given away. So thanks for coming over here to see who's going to win these things. I've got well over 100 entries. I think it was like
Whoa.
120, something like that. And I went through them all today. Here we go. Here's all your names cut into little tiny pieces of paper. So I'm going to pick one out of the old school Toyota hat here, and we'll see who I'm going to ship these things to. So just to make sure it's fair, we're going to give them a good shuffle. There we go. All right.
No,
Yep.
not that one.
We have Filthy Heathen. There we go. You guys see that? We got Filthy Heathen with a 1988 Toyota pickup. So congrats,
Nice.
Filthy Heathen. You are the winner. And just to let you know, these guys, everybody was in here one time. I do this as fair as I can. I like to make the excitement of you guys seeing it live instead of using some random like name generator. But yeah, this is all you guys here. So thanks for everyone who watched that video, liked it, commented on it, and that was how you were able to enter the contest. So I'll get in touch with you, Filthy Heathen, and figure out where you are and how I can ship these to you. Hopefully you're in
Nice.
the U.S. I I didn't think about that this time. Usually I say you got to be in the U.S. because I don't want to like ship these things to the other side of the
Yeah,
world.
I usually do USA or Canada.
Yeah, smart.
And yeah, that'll be sweet.
Yeah.
Make sure you remember to pick up a conversion harness
Yes, actually,
before you
thank you
install it.
for reminding me. Actually, a couple things here. First, I want to thank the. Let's see. I'm going to put a link here to the headlights themselves. This company was kind enough to actually hook me up and send me these. So the reason you're getting these for free is because I got them for free. So that's one cool thing about YouTube is you start to get stuff for free.
Yeah, and it's
Like,
pretty cool. You can pass it down to your fans too after.
yeah, especially if you're Clinton, you get free stuff from Oxbeam, and if you're me, you say you will, but it never shows up. We were just
Uh,
talking about that off air. He actually got all this free stuff from them, and it never showed up for me.
I got headlights and a switch panel.
Yeah.
The switch panel is really sweet though.
And here is the H4 conversion harness you need to run these lights on a Toyota. That's the second link there. And while we're here, I got the third link, and this is how to install all of that in your Toyota pickup.
Nice.
But yeah, had a lot of entries for like it was like a Chevy Astro, mid '90s S10s, C4 Corvette. All those used the 5x7 headlights. So,
Yeah, there's
but
they're used in a or they were used in a lot of things back in the day.
yeah, but it makes me happy inside to see that they're going to a Toyota.
Went to a Toyota.
Yeah,
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 it's rigged.
yeah. And I recognize the name too. Yeah, it is rigged. Yeah. No, I recognize Filthy Heathen. I think I've either seen him comment before or in here before, one of the two. So
I think it's when you made all those entries and put them in the hat. They all said filthy
yeah,
heathen or
they're all
whatever.
yeah.
So uh, that's funny.
Yeah, yeah. It'd be funny if I picked one out and he couldn't do it, so I'd pick somebody else, and he just kept being more Filthy
Yes,
Heathens.
yeah.
Yeah,
Don't worry, it's not rigged.
yeah. No, not rigged. Totally not rigged.
Uh,
um. So yeah, well, back to the regular talk. What have you been up to? What's going up there in Canada? Any good wheeling lately?
no, I did go wheeling last weekend. I wouldn't say good wheeling, but it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
um, our local four by four club does a toy run every year, which is like kind of like a charity wheeling event where everyone goes. They bring toys to donate, and you go wheeling. And the toy drive is kind of just so like every child gets a present at Christmas for like families and stuff that can't necessarily afford to to do it. It's a really cool event, and it's really nice to go out with a bunch of people and do a run. There's probably like at least 20 rigs out there,
Oh,
which
that's
is
cool.
not a bad turnout for a local 4x4 group here. We're not like a massive city or anything, so yeah, it
Yeah,
was fun.
and
It
for a good
was
cause.
Yeah, and it's for a good cause.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it was more of a like I saw more of a social event than an actual wheeling trip because there's a lot of like stock vehicles that come. Like we were by far probably the most built trucks there as far as like ticking all the boxes, dual transfer cases, lockers, whatever. Yeah, but it was fun. It was a cruise. We had
Yeah.
a good time.
Good deal. Yeah,
Got to
I've
talk to a lot of people that watch my YouTube channel and
that's cool.
got to hang out. Yeah.
Actually, I just had a guy show up here at the house today to buy a set of the bucket seats that came in one of those extra cabs that I bought, the
Yeah.
80s Celica seats. And he pulled in. He drove like a Chevy diesel truck or something like that. But he said, "Yeah, I've got a 90s Toyota truck. It's got a bench
Nice.
seat when I get some buckets for it." And he's looking at my Land Cruiser. He's like that thing's pretty nice. I'm like, "Yeah, it's right-hand drive is take a little bit to getting used to it." And he looks at me. He's like, "Wait a minute, it clicked." He's like, "Are you on?" I'm like, "Yeah, YouTube."
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So he
That's
wanted to
sweet.
check out the 85 and all the other vehicles. So it's kind of cool. Small world.
That is small world, absolutely.
I think that's only like the third time I ever met anybody in real life that had seen like me
That's
on
crazy.
YouTube. Yeah.
I was hoping I made an order to get a bunch of stickers made before the toy run because I knew I'd run into people there, and I'd like to just hand out stickers to people that I meet in person, but they weren't done in time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But what can you do? But
Yep.
hey, at least they showed up to buy something from you, and they didn't just show up just because they watch you.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is the actual worst.
I mean,
Don't mind me. I was looking for options on my computer.
they're still your fans. I mean, I'd be
Yeah,
cool. I feel
exactly.
like I'm in such a small, like,
There we go.
remote area. No one out here knows me. I'm not like a big YouTuber in LA or whatever. If
Yeah.
somebody sees me, I'm gonna be like, "Oh my gosh!" It's like, "Let me buy you a beer," even though you're seeing me. But yeah,
I
one
get
day,
that
man.
one all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm in town. Let me buy you a beer. Hey, I'd like to meet you. Let me buy you a beer. Which isn't the worst thing ever, but I don't want to go out and meet a stranger that I
Exactly.
don't know.
Yeah.
I
Especially.
I appreciate that you want to, but I don't know. I don't know. I hope they understand that it's just a little weird.
Yeah. Especially now when like Canada's on lockdown. You guys are still on lockdown
Yeah.
from US, right?
Nope.
Oh, the border's open now?
I'm going to the
Okay.
States on Friday.
Oh, nice. Well,
Hmm.
until this new strain.
Yeah, we'll see what that ends up doing to the everything.
Yeah, get your US trips in real quick because
Yeah.
it's gonna get
So
pretty
right
crappy.
now, you're allowed to cross, or I can cross the border and I can come back as long as it's within 72 hours. So if
Okay.
it's a short trip, if it's longer than 72 hours to come back, I need to have a negative COVID test and
Oh
like
man.
not the rapid test, an actual like PCR test. So the more
Yeah.
expensive one that actually takes time to come in. But
Serious.
yeah,
They're not
but
messing
at
around.
least I have the ability to do short trips now, which is really nice.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm gonna go to Sandpoint, visit Grand Hard Plumbing. We are gonna get their Tacoma running, and then we're gonna go snow
Oh,
wheeling. So
yes.
really fun.
Awesome, man.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
last I heard, Max Powell was coming too. I don't know if you guys know who he is, or he's another YouTuber, another Toyota YouTuber. But
Where's he out of?
yeah, should be fun. Washington,
Okay.
somewhere. He's got a third gen Tacoma. It's white, long travel. I'm sure you've seen it around on
Yeah.
YouTube before. Yeah, it should be fun.
All right. Well, hey, we have
The
a.
chat is pretty dead tonight, eh?
It is not a lot of questions, but I've got a very in-depth question from a viewer. They sent this after the last show. This is Gene Blackwell. So um, we'll see what you think about this. So it says, "Hello. You helped me before about a year ago with an issue with your new format. I am resubscribing to this channel. Sweet. So here's the problem. Starting issue. Won't start. It really felt like a connection issue. All the lights came on, so it wasn't the battery. Jiggled the key around, hoping to connect. I heard a clicking. Played around with it for about 15 minutes, then let it sit. Said a couple of prayers, took a branch and threatened it with its dear life. Let's see. Took the key out, pumped the clutch 2 times, pumped the accelerator 2 times, and then turned the key on and it started right up. Try it 2 more times and it started right up. That's half of it. I took it to my mechanic when it happened before and asked him to check the clutch switch and starter. No clutch switch on that year, and the starter was okay. He said jiggle the key next time to see if it's a connection thing. Um, I did jiggle the key this time and it didn't start. Maybe taking the key out and putting it back in. Da 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 da. What do you think? I think I replaced the ignition switch once before about 10 years ago. I really think it's a connection thing because this has happened before and it always starts up eventually. I need to fix it. Don't want to get stuck and have it not start away from home. Is there a way to
Yeah.
check my ignition or starter or alternator? Um, Battery gauge does not always go to full charge around 12 when I start it up. It kind of bounces around back and forth. Had the battery checked and connections, it all checked out. Let's see. And by the way, this is a 76-year-old lady.
Hmm.
How awesome is that?
That's crazy.
76-year-old lady driving a 1982 Toyota pickup long bed with a 22R. So
Okay, so first gens, do they have a starter relay? Third gens, 89, 90s didn't. My truck, I had to add a starter relay because it had identical symptoms.
okay.
It would start a few times perfectly fine, and then it wouldn't start. And sometimes if you just left it, came back in an hour, it would start right up. But yeah, it would just click, 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 click. And that ended up being the ignition wasn't giving it enough amperage or whatever to actually trigger the starter. It was just enough to get it to click, but it wasn't enough to get it to fully commit. I can't really explain it, but what I had to do to get it to work is I had to put in a relay to send more power down to the actual trigger wire on my truck. So I took the ignition start signal from my ignition, put it through a relay as the trigger wire, gave it new power from the battery, and then how relays work, you send the new power down to it from there. And I've never had that issue since I put that in.
All right.
And for some reason they didn't put those in third gen or early third gens, so I don't know if first gens have it either.
Yeah, I know seconds do.
Yeah,
I'm looking right now to see if the first gens have a starter relay.
it's bizarre because clearly they need it.
Yeah.
And Toyota decided to do away with it on third gens for a little bit and then brought it back in because later third gens, I've seen them, they have a starter relay.
Yes, they do have a starter relay, and I just found a picture of it.
But my 89 did not.
Let's see what this looks like here. All right. Go over to here. Come on, open, open, open. Oh, got the beach ball. There we go. Okay, so there is the starter relay on a first gen. So,
Ooh, big boy.
yeah. So, Gene, there's what you're looking for. It's at least on the second gens. I know it's mounted over on the inside of the fender,
Yeah.
like in the engine bay on the edge of the fender.
And when the starter left me stranded with this clicking issue, all I would do was I would jump main, like the battery lead connector from the starter to the trigger wire, and I would just take a little wire, connect them, and it would jump it, and it would start, and it was great. So,
Okay.
and if that works for you, it's something relay related, I would assume. So either replace that or put in a standard aftermarket one, because I bet you replacing that relay is going to be really expensive.
You know what? I have looked at them before, and they are not cheap, but you can get them
Yeah,
used for, I think, like, I've seen them on eBay for like 50, $75.
yeah. Because I mean, I tried to buy a circuit opening relay once, and it was way more expensive than it was worth.
Yeah.
And I've ended up replacing them with just spare ones from. I mean, now I have spare ones from parts trucks and stuff, but back then I didn't have anything, so I ended up going to an auto wrecker and getting one.
There you go. So yeah, there it is. There's the part numbers on there for you. It's over on the side of the engine bay. Got those 2 round plugs on it. Hopefully that'll help get your Toyota
Yeah,
starting on a
might
regular
just be a
basis.
dying relay.
Yeah. I mean, it
Also, looks like
is.
we got a question finally.
Oh, good. Get back over here. Let's see, Stefan. Is there an easy way to adjust the bracket for the clutch switch? I've had to use the clutch cancel on the recent Forerunner find. Want to limit the amount of time I shove my head under the dash. That is a horrible place to work. I agree with you there. Um, to adjust the bracket for the switch, I don't think though, but I think the switch itself, it should be. I think it's threaded, or am I thinking of the brake
Yep.
pedal?
No, it's threaded.
It's threaded. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, it's adjustable on the bracket itself. The switch itself is adjustable where it actually sits on the bracket.
Yeah. Okay.
In my case, I bypassed the neutral safety or the clutch safety switch, but
Yeah. I actually bought a. I don't know if I told you guys this. I bought another 2-wheel drive truck, and it had
okay.
a blown. The brake line's blown out, rusted out on it, and the clutch line rusted out on it. And I'm kind of like, how do I get this on the trailer? Um, with no winch. So what we did was I just put it in first gear, and uh, the 2-wheel drives don't have a cancel clutch switch on them. So
Okay.
not like the 4-wheel drives where you can have that luxury. So, but because it had no clutch line, I was able just to put it in first and push the pedal in, and it was still able to drive up on the trailer. So it actually worked out in my favor. But yeah, that I think was an 86 and up option is when they started getting those cancel switches, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
I know my 85 doesn't have it.
Something.
Okay.
Yeah, my brother's 85 also doesn't have it.
Okay.
Also, somebody left a message here saying, I don't know if the automatic Toyota pickups even have a starter relay, which very well could be true because my truck was an automatic when I got it.
Okay.
So
that
and I did add it in line because I couldn't find one anywhere. And yeah, same thing he says. I've never been able to find one on my truck. It's because it doesn't exist.
All right. Good heads up there. Appreciate it, hippie cow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you could bypass it pretty easily. Just
if you could, pull the plug out for the button and just tie the 2 wires together probably on that one.
Yep.
Pretty sure is what I did in my because the harness that I put in my truck after the fire was from a standard truck.
Okay.
So I did end up having to bypass that on that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I just took the clutch cancel button and just tied the wires together so it's always on.
There you go.
Oh, so it always thinks it's on.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, we have no other questions at this time. If you guys do have any, though, just feel free to chime in whenever. We're going to head over to the emails here and see what we have to look at. By the way, this is Toyota Tuesdays at gmail.com. Make sure it's days, plural with an S. There's another one out there that doesn't have the S, and they probably get a lot of our emails and wonder what is on this.
You know what I did this morning that was really nice?
What'd you do?
A couple weekends ago, I put a wood stove in my shop. So I've actually got heat out there. And today, before I went out to work on my truck, I parked my truck, but was covered in snow in my shop, got the wood stove going nice and hot and melted all the snow off it and got it nice and warm in the shop. That was a good change
Yeah.
versus what I'm used to doing working on my truck in the winter,
Are you getting soft,
covered in
man?
snow. I mean,
You need heat now? What happened, man? It's
I
just
don't need
dirt
it, but it
garage.
sure is nice to have.
Yeah, I bet.
Just even just being able to melt all the snow away before I work on it is a huge plus.
Uh-huh, absolutely.
It's a pain working on the truck, and then you get snow falling in your face or
Oh yeah.
down the back of your shirt or whatever. But
Yeah, there's nothing worse than being
I don't
under a
care. I'll
truck.
get soft. It's nice to have a wood stove.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, I'm still when I'm working, I'm still rolling no heat in the garage, so I choose my days. All right, Hippie Cow 100. Here's some photos of my truck. I'm trying to get it cleaned up. So, let's see if we have any specs on it here. No specs on it. I'm trying to see, is it a... It looks like a two-wheel drive front. Yeah, it looks like a two-wheel drive truck.
Super clean bed.
Very clean bed. Extra cab. It's like you may have just got it painted there, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing too.
Yeah, looks good. I see. Is that the OEM color? Because I've seen a lot of trucks that may have been that color one time, and now they're like just this dull, sort of like light chocolate brown. If that's the original color, that looks really good when it's all shined up. Nice.
Yeah, it looks like a little two-wheel drive or something.
Now I like the Back to the Future plate too. Note that there.
Out
That
of time. Nice.
looks real good with these. I don't know what those wide wheels in the front are. The big tires. It's really nice. And Jake. Uh, huh. I want to say hello, and for some reason I cannot comment on the live chat. That might be why
Oh,
it's so quiet tonight. Huh. That is weird. It says right here, that's weird. Um, yeah, I don't know. You guys have any problems commenting? I don't know if it's
try
would
to
you
refresh maybe.
yeah, I don't know, maybe. Or would you need to be I don't think you need to be a subscriber. I think I have it set to
So
where anybody can comment.
there, yeah, there is a subscriber mode for stuff like this, but it would say subscriber mode is enabled,
Okay.
and it doesn't say that.
All right. Yeah. Don't know what's going on there. Sorry, Jake. And to anyone else who can't comment, if that's an
Can't
issue, let
comment.
me
That's
know.
It's what you can't dislike it either.
Yeah.
Well, you can't. It doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We don't want anyone to get their feelings hurt.
Yeah. You won't hurt anyone's feelings but the creator because we can still see
Yeah.
it.
All right, Scott. Scott's good on the commenting. Scott Free, I recognize your name. I remember you entered the contest as well. Um, Hippie Cow. So information on this pickup. It is a 85 extra cab, two-wheel drive, automatic. That's a good
It's a
looking truck.
very clean 85.
And it's the original color.
Like the bottom of the doors look good. The valance looks good. It all
Yeah,
looks good.
for sure. And you have this.
Ready for a four-wheel drive conversion.
I was gonna say, it looks like it might already have a lift kit on it of sorts here.
I'm guessing the same thing too, but I'm not positive. It might just be the big rubber.
It could be, yeah. Then again, to go that size, though, you almost have to have the FabTech kit
Fair enough.
to get
You'd be
that lift on it.
surprised.
Yeah. Then again, I guess if you're not
On
flexing it, yeah,
on third gen pickups or second gen 400s, you could fit 35s with no lift.
yeah.
They fit. They rub.
They rub, yeah.
They fit.
Let's see here. Last show we looked at a Toyota Mega Cruiser. Now, if you guys are familiar with the Mega Cruiser, it is basically Toyota's answer to the Hummer, not the H2, the original Hummer,
Military.
the military Hummer. So we looked at one at that time last week, and I figured, you know what, I wanna dig into this, learn more about this Mega Cruiser and what they're all about. So I kind of went down the rabbit hole, and there's a guy on I Hate Mud that imports these and sells them. So let's head over to the Mega Cruiser portion of the show here. If you're not familiar with the Mega Cruiser,
Well, that's a new portion of the show.
yeah, yeah.
Just started it last time. Now we now talk about Mega Cruisers every show, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it every show. um, there's different variations of it. Obviously, this is like the pickup truck version, I guess you want to call it. I don't know, but clearly these are massive. They've got portal axles, just like the Hummer does. Here's another variation we didn't see last time. Just has like an open bed, almost like a cab over design.
There's a cab over design. That's
Kind
cool.
of cool, yeah.
I'd like to see a Mega Cruiser versus Hummer like showdown on like if somebody could put that together on YouTube, that would be great. I would
Maybe.
love to watch that video.
All right. I make a deal. When I hit 1 million subs, I will buy a Mega Cruiser and a Hummer, and I'll put that together.
All right.
one
Uh,
1 million
I'll,
subs.
I'll do it at a million too.
All right.
We'll see who gets there first.
There you go. It's on. But yeah, look at just the hub, the bolt pattern on these things, and the size of that hub. These are massive. I
Yeah,
mean,
it looks super beefy.
to kind of give you the scale of how big these are.
That's why I want to see it versus a real Hummer.
Yeah,
That one's got Toyota reliability.
it does. Yeah, I had a friend,
Behind it.
um, actually Mikey from the shop spot. He worked in the he was a mechanic for the army, and he worked on Hummers all the time. And he said they're just maintenance, just nonstop maintenance. I'm curious if these are better off. But yeah, these have a turbo diesel under the hood. At least the ones that we saw did. Maybe there's other options as well. There's another cab over. It's got the cover on the back.
What year are those? What years did they
Um,
use the Mega Cruiser from?
I know the ones that we looked at were like mid 90s. But yeah, there's a bunch of them lined up there.
Trying to figure out what diesel engines would have been in them,
Oh,
but
we
probably
looked.
something for them.
Yeah, we looked last time. Let me see if I can find that from the previous episode here. It was a 96 Mega Cruiser.
I like the soft top one there.
Yeah. Um, and they had, oh, there it is. It is a 15B intercooled turbo diesel engine.
Ooh.
One of 3,000 ever produced, so not a lot out there. Four-wheel steering, exhaust brake. So I guess that means like a Jake brake, I'm guessing. Never heard of it called exhaust
Steering.
brake. Yeah, four-wheel steering. It's
That's cool.
that is pretty cool. Front, center, and rear locking diffs, portal axles with inboard rotors. Um, yeah, Toyota's approach to making the Humvee better than it already was. Has less
Cool.
turning radius than a Camry, so yeah, definitely would be very capable and fun to drive for sure.
Less turning radius than a Camry.
I think he means
Isn't that?
smaller by
I was
less.
gonna say,
Not really
isn't less
bragging
of
there.
yeah. I would be impressed. I mean, with four wheel steering, I guess
Four-wheel
it
steering would
can
do it.
accomplish that,
Yeah,
especially if it's like a good amount of rear steer. Because a lot of four wheel steering, it just barely turns the rear tires.
yeah.
But cool, that's awesome.
So, and then I found this. This is how they get these things from the other side of the world to the U.S. This is, well, you can see a stack here. I'll go down and show you more. This is one body here, and you can take the roof off, pick the windshield off, and they just stack another one right on top of it. Um, there you go. There's a good photo. So it fits in a shipping container just like this, all stripped down, doors off, windshield off, front clip off, so that this can fit on top of it and make its way across the Pacific.
Cool.
And then there they just bolt them back together basically.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is actually the guy that imports these. He's got, like I said, he's on I Hate Mud. And yeah, there it is from the back. And there it is in the the crate, the shipping container there. So that's what shows up. I guess he's got, I don't know, spare engines and other stuff too. Don't know why all the sand is in there. I don't know what that's about. But yeah. So there you go. There is the Mega Cruiser rabbit hole.
Neat.
Yeah. So
More you know.
That's what we're gonna do. Let's do that, man. 1 million subs. We're buying mega cruisers.
I thought
Deal?
you were gonna say we're gonna do that, man. We're gonna have Mega Cruiser slot or
Oh,
talk every week.
that's gonna be a different show. We're gonna start Mega
that's
Cruiser
where
Monday.
that's where I thought you were going with that.
So we'll do Mega Cruiser
Yeah.
Monday, Toyota Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, I agree. We can do it.
um, yeah,
Ideally, less than 1 million subs, I think, though.
yeah. Hopefully, I can afford one by way before then. Um, let's
Probably not,
see.
but it'd be nice.
Yeah, it'd be nice. But then by the time I hit 1 million, there'll be far few between, I guess. Austin, I know of a 1997 4x4 3.4 extra cab that's been sitting for a year in a trailer park. It needs leaf springs and has a hole in the frame. Would offering him 1,500 be a good deal? Um, hmm. It doesn't immediately scream good deal or bad deal to me, but I'm not exactly up to date on the prices on the 97s on the Tacomas. Um, and if there's a hole in the frame, though, there's a good chance there's going to be more holes in the frame once you give it the hammer test. So keep that in mind. It may not be something you can easily repair. And when you say it needs leaf springs, are they just like flat, or did the mounts break and go into the frame as well? So yeah, definitely a lot of frame problems on those trucks. I forget what region you're in. I know you're like a regular on the show, but that kind of is going to have a play in it as well too. I mean, if you're down south, I think something with a hole in the frame is worth a lot less than you are if you're in like
Yeah,
Ohio, Michigan, Canada. So
yeah. I would say $1,000, $1,200 would be pretty fair for it.
yeah,
Unless it's a TRD off road and has the rear locker,
there you go. Yeah,
because those rear lockers go for like $600 nowadays.
yeah,
3.4s are even, I've seen 3.4s as high as $1,200 alone. So I mean, you'll get your money's back in those two parts if it's a TRD off road. But
yeah. I feel like that's a fair price, 1,500.
mhm,
If you can get it for that, or even a little bit less, would be a good deal on your end for sure.
yeah, but I mean, if you're confident fabricator slash welder and could like if you have to back half the whole frame,
Oh yeah, for sure.
it would be probably worth it. But
Yeah,
if you're planning on just scabbing a couple plates on it, don't think I'd recommend
yeah,
that.
yeah. It's
Not
fair.
worth it. Save your money, save up a little bit more and buy something with a good frame.
Yeah. Orlando, what's up? Regular to the show. Hope you got your ground issue worked out. Remember Clinton? What was it, 1 or 2 shows back? The the nightmare of
The
wiring under the hood.
the fuse box and
Yeah,
battery and junk. Yeah.
yeah. How's that going? Let us know. Eric, need to put a stock remanufactured engine in the 1990 two-wheel drive 22RE. Any suggestions? Um,
Suggestions on what? Like
on
where to get
where to
one?
get one? Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Yes.
I've heard like these remanufactured these AutoZone ones and all that. I've heard that people have had problems with them. I mean, it's all Chinese parts. I'd rather go with a used OEM engine, all original that you can hear running first, obviously. But I mean,
Unless you want to spend a good bit of cash, I think LCE makes complete engines and stuff too, or
or
has
that, yeah,
complete reman engines.
yeah.
But
LCE, what's the other one? 22RE Performance.
yeah,
There are
but
good
I'm
builders
sure
out there.
if AutoZone sells reman engines, they're probably all Chinese parts.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
So
Yeah,
yeah, they might be good for a bit, but I wouldn't expect to get 500,000 miles out of it like you can expect a 22RE that's kept up in good shape.
yeah, for sure. And I think you're probably looking at, I would guess, what, 2 grand maybe for a remanufactured,
I've never
aftermarket.
looked into it. Honestly, I wouldn't know what they're worth,
Yeah. I mean, you can buy at least,
especially an LCE one.
yeah, it's true. Oh yeah, I was thinking like AutoZone. LCE, you're gonna pay more for sure because you're getting, quality parts,
LCE 22RE long
and
block.
they are masters at what they do as well. So,
LCE's price is $6,345
yeah, you're gonna pay a premium, probably.
for a long block. Yeah,
Yeah, but you can
but
find
they're the
used.
best you can get.
They are. They are.
Like it, stage 2 long block comes with their pro crankshaft, whatever that means, chromoly H beam, connecting rods, new oil pan, yeah, all new bearings and everything, new water pump. Looks like they have a bunch of their own parts in it.
Yeah.
Adjustable dual cam gear, whatever that is. Dual valve springs and chromoly. Yeah, I don't know. You're getting the best of the best with those,
You
but
sure
yeah.
are. Um,
But at the end of the day, for 6.5 grand, you can put a lot of other motors in there.
you could definitely and make a lot more power for sure.
Make a lot more power. Unless you're like die hard, it needs to be all original. You're building like a show truck or something that you want it to look as perfectly stock as possible.
Yeah.
I guess I could understand that. But
Um, yeah, I would definitely go with a swap for sure. Especially, I mean, you could pay someone to do all the fab work for
mhm.
your mounts, your crossmember, anything like that you need, and drop basically whatever you want in there for that price.
Yeah, there's lots.
I
Whether
mean,
you want like a 3.4, 3RZ, even 1UZ, 2UZ,
I was
there's a
gonna
bunch of
say,
companies that make engine mounts and everything, so it just bolts in. You don't need to
yeah,
do it the hard way and make engine mounts like I do, but
yeah. Unless you're dirt garage.
yeah,
I mean, what do you think you have into your UZ swap total?
I have a whole video on that, but I don't remember what it was
I was
at
gonna
the
say
top of my head.
I remember it too, but I forgot what it was. But
I think it was like $3,500
I know it was a
all
lot
said
less
and
than
done
6 grand.
ish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's Canadian.
That's there you go. Yeah. So for about half of that price, you could be rolling a V8.
Yeah, CAD 2 USD. So 2,770.
Yeah, there you go.
um, there's a lot more work involved in that, though.
There is, yeah, yeah. But I mean, you could take it to a shop and throw them that money
there,
and
there,
drive out and have it done.
yeah, there's a shop in I want to say Oregon that does specifically 1UZ swaps and Toyotas. You could drop your truck off there and pick it up completely done. And I'm pretty sure his price was about the same as that LC Engineering engine alone.
Yeah,
So there's
yeah.
options.
Or you can buy a good running used 22 RE for like $500
That's a
all day
gamble.
long.
22
No,
R's blow up.
no, they're fine. They're fine. They're bulletproof. Unless you roll with Clinton, they're bulletproof.
It's a gamble.
I
Don't
don't know,
do it.
man.
Let's put something newer in it. Lots of bolt-in options with the aftermarket or stuff that's around nowadays.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely come a long way in the last even 5 years. You know.
And like you said, use 22 RE for $500. That's the going rate for a 3RZ too.
Yeah, there you go. Um, Toyota Kid, any updates on your first gen? Actually, I was going to start on that in the fall, and of course, everything's delayed. Every project is delayed on the channel because too many projects. And I'm glad I waited because the guy I bought it from, uh, Mike Burbank, he is going to be driving across country again in about I think like 6 or 7 months, and he said he'd bring up the whole rest of the truck, like the truck that I bought the parts from, like the hood, tailgate, some other interior parts. He has the rest of that parts truck, and it has a Southern frame. And he said,
Wow.
I'm just going to pay for his trailer and his gas, and he's going to deliver the whole thing to me. So it'll be a full, like, this is going from just getting it running and driving to now it's going to be a full frame off, like, restoration type of thing. So I'm kind of excited about that. Um, but unfortunately, it will be now, 6 or 7 months before I can fully get into tearing it down and rebuilding it. So we'll see what happens. I'll probably get it going mechanically first because it leaks. It leaks every fluid right now, except
Typical.
except it might not leak gas, but everything else.
My 3 liter was the same thing. Everything that could leak would leak or did leak.
Yeah,
The one used the need to replace the power steering pump. That's really the only thing that leaks in it.
I'm sure if this truck had power steering, it would leak as well. But,
Fair enough.
Orlando, the ground situation is still in progress, so there's your update on that. Um, All right, let's go over to the marketplace and see what's out there and see what's for sale and what the prices are going for. We do this every week as well. Seems to be our new tradition. I don't have a whole lot
As
this
well as
week.
Mega Cruiser talk.
Yeah, yeah. um, we got a little bit of a spectrum here from 77 to 97.
Ooh,
Not a lot of the second gens like we usually get here, but
any
this is
Corollas?
no Corollas this week.
Oh, darn.
Now, I honestly have not been on Facebook a lot and not been searching a whole lot for the deals and whatnot, so my garage is full. But this is 77 Hilux, 42,780 miles for 7 grand. I know we look at
Excuse
these
me.
these two-wheel drive trucks once in a while on the show. This one, you can see it's got some wear and tear. Um, Not horrible rust that I can see, but definitely showing its age. Um, this is the old school one with the quad headlamps. Uh,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, I know you like these trucks with the quad headlamps, and this
Those are really
one's
cool.
got some big old rims on it and some tires. But yeah, 7 grand is what they're
Hey.
looking to get out of it. I personally think it's kind of high, and I'd be surprised if that hasn't rolled over, if that's not 142,000 miles. That's really low miles for a truck that age. But given the condition of the interior and all that. But yeah, there you go. 7 grand for an old school long bed Toyota truck. Um, if this sells, I'll be kind of surprised, but at the same time, not because they are going up in value.
That's
So
a long bed. Holy.
yeah, I wonder if that's just like the angle too. Maybe I don't know.
It's a long bed.
It is. Then we got a 79 in
Those
Nevada.
tires look so wrong on that
Yeah, I
thing,
know,
too.
right? They're stretched. Uh, this truck's name is Linda. A 79 SR5 pickup with a long bed. And this has got a custom camper on it. You can get to the camper through the cab. It's got 20R, just like the last truck.
Does your
Uh,
truck have a name?
None of my trucks have names yet.
Yeah.
But I need to, because
Yeah.
now that I have a 1980 pickup and I have an 80 series Land Cruiser, I'm always saying the 80. But then
I've
I'm like, which one?
I've never named my trucks,
I have
but
not either. I just
I started calling mine burnt toast just after one of my commenters on YouTube said call it burnt toast. I
yeah,
was like, that's hilarious.
that's fitting.
So every once in a while I call it burnt toast, but it's not really a name. It's more of a nickname. I
Nickname.
don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not as personal. The
Um,
Corolla is actually named Gregory.
Gregory, I like it. I
Yeah,
like the name Gregory.
I don't remember why me and my wife came up with that, but
It's fitting. It's
we
very
we
very
just
humble.
yeah.
So here's 79 two-wheel drive. Kind of
All right,
cool.
let's look at Linda.
This is Linda, the old school. Got some bumps and bruises on her, but it's got I kind of like the look with the cap on it, the camper cap. There's the back there. It's got a little ledge.
Though, okay, that wheel and tire combo looks amazing on a two-wheel drive.
Yes.
Like the white walls and everything. That's how that other one should have had the same wheels and tires on it.
Yep. That's actually the ones that I have on my 80, the same hubcaps.
Nice, yeah,
Yeah,
that's sweet. I like those.
old school. Yeah, those are actually 14-inch wheels too.
That's sweet.
So have fun finding tires. Um, yeah, it's got a custom shelf here. I guess you just climb through the window. I guess that's what they mean. Which the windows on these first gen trucks are not big.
Tiny.
Yeah, they are small.
Like if you've got even a little bit of a beer gut, I don't think you're fitting through the
You
back
you're having
window.
a hard time getting through for sure. But I like the little door in the back,
Hmm.
little tiny man door. There's the interior. Actually, a lot like my truck. There's the front, a little banged up, but for 42,000 miles, and this one I believe it might actually have 42,000 original miles because the interior wasn't too well. Besides the seat, I guess it is kind of ripped up. Never mind, it's pretty beat up. So who knows if it's actual or not? But 3,800 bucks compared to 7 grand for the other truck, I would definitely pick this one. This one's pretty cool.
It's still a little high for a two-wheel drive.
It is. It is. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You could use this for a lot more stuff though. It's got the nice camper cap on it, you know.
I think the first one is probably worth it just because it's pre
It's true. It is the previous. It's the actually Hilux before
pickup
they had
body
the
style.
pickup.
Yeah. So I feel like the old one is probably closer to being worth 3,800 bucks, whatever that one was.
Yeah.
But I
All
know
right.
there's
Oh, good.
one near me that's like I think $4,000 or $4,500.
I think.
Two-wheel drive. I think it's yeah, super early too.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. I would love to get one of those, but too many too many projects already.
yeah.
You guys will have a laugh at this one. This is we got a crackhead price here. 1982 Toyota pickup, 6,500 bucks, and there's really no info about it.
First off, we need to know what the seller's rated.
Yeah, we got 2 stars,
2 stars there.
2 star rating, and it gets better. I actually looked into this guy, but this is a no info on it, no mileage, no low miles is all it says.
The
I
worst.
I have my doubts though. Here it
It's
is.
got low miles, only 400,000.
Does this
That's just broken in. It's a Toyota. I know what I have, bud.
does this look like a low mileage Southern truck to you?
Yes.
And why would you take pictures at nighttime? I don't know, but it is a 4-wheel drive. Um, it's quite rusty, quite banged up.
It's got bald tires.
Got bald tires, one flat tire. The it's falling apart.
There's a nice shot of first gen back window there for you for
Yeah,
anyone
yeah.
wondering what we
Notice,
were talking about earlier.
yeah, they did not make them go down very far, like the later
No.
trucks. But yeah,
Low miles, eh?
this thing's a hoopty, man. Look at
It's got a flat rear tire even.
it does, and it gets worse, man. Look at the rust.
Boat rack.
This thing must have just been either driven through the beach, the salty ocean, or just driven through winters or something because I don't know, rough shape. So there's your $6,500 find right there. What would you pay for it, Quentin?
Case of pop.
Okay, I was gonna say maybe 1,500.
No, that is a $500 truck all day.
You think so?
All day.
I mean, I guess if I knew more about it, I'm assuming the rest of it's good for that price. But
I guess it was it running and driving?
he
Allegedly.
says runs and drives solid. So
I'm sure it runs and drives,
drives.
just as solid as that body is.
Yep, well said. Moving on. Moving on. We got an 88 pickup out in California. This one sold pretty quick. 4x4, 3.0 V6 automatic. This is kind of weird. If you're looking for signs of what not to buy, this is it. The knock sensor just went bad and needs to be replaced. It will start but not drive due to the knock sensor. It needs to be towed. So he's making it this cheap because it needs a knock sensor. Now, I don't know about the 3.0s. On a 22Rs, REs, the knock sensor is pretty easy to change. Is it hard on the 3 liters? Or
Yeah,
is
it's in the valley, I think.
Oh, okay. Maybe that explains it. He just doesn't want anything to do with it. Okay. But he did all the other stuff, receipts and all that. But yeah, so a really, really clean truck, which makes me just suspicious why it's that cheap if it only needed a knock sensor. But now, knowing where it is,
Okay, no, that is super clean. $5,500 is a pretty reasonable price.
yeah, I mean, I feel like the rest of the truck looks great. So, yeah, that makes sense now. Yeah.
But it was a 3 slow auto, eh?
It was an auto, yeah. So it's got that working against it as well. But I guess if you're looking for something you don't mind, or you know, tearing into that valley, go for it. Um, let me see if
Oh
this is it.
man,
Is this it? Yes.
Toyota prices just hurt so much lately, and I'm so glad I'm like not in the market for trying to buy one right now.
Yeah, yeah, it's rough. It is rough.
Like, how is anyone like even like trying to get even like high school kids or something? They want to get into like cool old Toyotas. They can't afford that.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's over now.
Yeah.
We we caught in at the right era for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We got some questions in the comments. We'll look at this last Land Cruiser only because this ties into the 82 four-wheel drive in Arkansas, the real rusty one. I looked at the seller's other items, and this came up. A 1991 Land Cruiser for $5,000, 134,000 miles. He has this. This dude does not type apparently. He has the rare locking bus transmission. So, first of all, um, the bus transmission is the 93 and 94 years. So no, he's wrong. Second of all, um, the rare locking, I don't know what that means. They all have a center locking diff, so there's nothing rare about that. This doesn't have the front and rear diffs, locking diffs on it. This just has the standard center locking diff. Some of the earlier ones do have a button on the dash for that, so you could add that button to any Land Cruiser really. 3FE pushrod powered 4-liter. These are rated at like I think 150 horsepower. The 1991 2 Land Cruisers are not exactly desirable because of that, because they're so underpowered for the weight of the vehicle. Rust is repairable. Pictures of the worst area above.
Rust is repairable.
Keep in mind, this is the same dude that was selling this truck. So, here's the interior. Not bad. Cloth seats, but getting a little torn up. Not as bad as the leather ones get, though, but still getting some
There's
wear
nothing on the screen.
Oh, there's not. Hey, how about I show you guys what I'm looking at
I was
here?
like, what pictures are we looking at here?
Thanks, Glenn.
No worries.
There we go.
Hey, there it is.
Yeah, it's not too bad. But then you look at this and you see this guy is not the brightest tool in the shed. He left the Ohio plates on the truck. And if you're anywhere in the country or you've ever watched my channel, you know you don't want to buy a Toyota from Ohio.
Ohio. Yeah. But it's repairable. The rest is repairable.
And even more so, I could have swore that I have seen this vehicle on Facebook Marketplace in Ohio because I remember doing my search when I was looking for my Land Cruiser back in early 2020, and I think I saw this one. I remember it had low mileage. It was just pretty rusty. And I wonder if this is the same one that he brought to Arkansas and then was trying to flip. I don't know. No history on it, but yeah, frame's actually not horrible. But yeah, there it is. Is it worth? I mean, you got the door rust all on the bottom.
Horrible, eh?
Frame's not horrible, but
hard to tell from those photos.
Yeah, but then when you see the rockers are getting the rust on that, and the doors are all rusty.
It's repairable.
It could be. I mean, there's probably some rust hiding in there.
He said it is.
Yeah, it's true. He did say
it's gotta be. This guy's trustworthy. Watch, he's in the chat.
Yeah, I hope so. There's the mistaking rare locking bus transmission. So, no, it's not the bus transmission, and this is standard. They all have a center locking diff, so nothing special here. But yeah, there is. I think it's like a 20 or 30 passenger bus that Toyota made and sold in Japan only that shares the same transmission with the 93 and 94 models. This is not that. But hey, we got to jump over back to the comments here. We got a lot of questions. So get caught up on you guys here.
Yeah. We got like just over 5 minutes to get caught up on you guys.
Yeah. We'll look at the other. I got 2 more Land Cruisers. We'll look at those on another episode if we run out of time tonight. Where are we here? What do we think about doing the one-wire alternator swap in a 1980 4x4 with the 8322R? Crickets. I am not familiar with that at all.
I've seen write-ups on it before. You're essentially replacing your alternator for a GM alternator that only takes one wire.
Okay.
Yeah. Man, it's supposed to make it more simple, I guess. You don't need the 3-wire or 4-wire, I guess, that goes into the Toyota one.
Okay. But I guess so.
No idea.
Would you do it Just for
Just
the
simple,
simplicity of the wiring,
just for
or
the simplicity of the wiring. Yeah,
okay,
I think it's supposed to be the one charge wire. That's like it.
okay. Well, there you go.
I don't, but it doesn't communicate with your dash or anything like that. I don't think so.
Gotcha. All right.
But yeah,
Zeddy, we'll check out the emails in a minute here. Um, let's see here.
but Toyota alternators generally are pretty cheap to get new or reman, anyways. So I've never felt the need to upgrade it, and it's not like they're commonly bad. You replace it once and you're generally set.
Yeah, as I say, mine's got 295,000 miles on it now on my
Yeah.
85. So
I had to put one in my truck when I did the 1UZ because the bearing in it was making loud noises. So I replaced it. That one was pretty expensive, but that's an old Lexus.
yeah, that's true.
The parts were like, it took like 3 weeks to even get an alternator for it because parts for the 1UZs are surprisingly hard to get.
Really? Did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good to know.
Yeah.
Hippie Cow, do you guys have any recommendations for places to get aftermarket bumpers for an 85? I'm trying to find two bumpers and can't seem to find any that have gone up for sale since 2009. What?
Trail gear.
Yeah, Trail Gear. ARB. Well, ARB is
A
more
plate
recent
bumper.
steel. Yeah, yeah, Trail Gear for sure. Actually, if I'm fast enough here, I can show you.
What is it? There's another brand. I'm trying to think of it. My buddy has it on his 88. It looks really clean. I'm trying to think something. I don't remember. I'll try to think of it.
Yeah.
There was another brand that makes a really clean second gen front bumper.
Okay. As I say, my buddy Scherf, who we drove around in the woods probably a couple weeks back. I had some pictures on my Instagram. He's got a ARB on his truck here. I'll show you guys that.
ARBs are pretty
Oh, I'm
pricey.
sorry, not ARB, Trail Gear.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Trail gears are cheap.
Yeah, yeah, ARBs you're looking to spend over $1,000 for sure.
If you like, oh, that's a different trail gear one than I was expecting. I'm used to the ones with the big stinger.
Okay. Yeah.
That looks good. I like the truck lights. It's pretty clean.
So yeah, a couple options for you. How rare are the blue interiors plus crack free? Um, I don't know. I think they're kind of rare. I think gray, brown, and then blue is probably the third most common, I would guess. And then maybe red or maroon or whatever you want to call it. But any crack free interior, especially dash, is rare. So it doesn't matter the
Depending on
color.
the generation.
Yeah, yeah. Second gen, very rare.
My third gen, my first third gen, which was blue outside, blue inside, was also crack free dash. And yeah, my third, my new, the one I have now, the red interior is also crack free dash. But yeah, I don't think I've ever had one with a crack dash.
Yeah, man, I've just got bad luck, man, because the 89 I had, it had a cracked dash, and then my 94, my Land Cruiser, it's got a
Yeah.
cracked dash.
I mean,
I
you can
figured,
see on my set wall, I've got my original dash up there that's all burnt, but there's no crack.
yeah, what a shame.
Somebody actually commented on my one of my videos wanting to buy the dash up. I said, well, not realizing that it was all burnt up.
Oh, nice.
I just noticed that it was crack free, and I wanted it. Like, yeah, you don't want that one. Plus, I'm not getting rid of it. It's the fire dash.
Exactly.
That's one of the only parts I held on to from the fire.
Yeah, Josh, was looking for two bumpers like the ones on the Back to the Future truck, but could only find really expensive ones.
That's all you're gonna find.
Yeah, it's crazy because like 10 years ago, people would just like give those away for like $50, and now that the Back to the Future clones have like raped the market basically
And the fact that Smittybuilt doesn't even make the bumper
out of
anymore.
production, yeah.
Yeah.
Your best bet for a new one is to modify one for a Jeep. They make them for
I guess that's
Jeeps.
true.
Yeah, I've seen people do that. And
They're not
a lot cheaper.
extremely complicated if you wanted to try to replicate one either, but if you're going for the original Back to the Future look, or or original Back to the Future style, I guess. And if you're trying to make a movie accurate, I guess you got to go Smitty built.
Yeah. Yeah, someone right below that commented, yep, Smitty built. And yeah, yep, everything we just talked about, I'm reading in the comments. Yeah, you'll find them for
Okay.
Jeeps all day long. So yeah, your best bet would be to modify it from a Jeep, swap your brackets around and use that for the Toyota.
Yeah, and
Um,
it should be super straightforward. The Toyota bumper mounts are just two holes on either side on a vertical face.
yeah, Smitty built.
Should be easy to come off.
If you're listening, you're probably not. There's some money here to be made, man.
Oh, there's a ton of money to be made if they started making those
Bring them
again.
back. Um, yeah, a lot of comments about the bumpers. Back to the Future build. Yeah, so they're out there, but they're pretty rare and they're pricey now.
Yeah.
Would anyone recommend any stereos? Mine's kind of falling apart. I've got a first gen 4Runner, so same dash as the pickup. Do you want it to go aftermarket, or do you have the kind with the knobs in it? If you don't mind, taking that out and maybe trimming your dash a little bit, you can go just about any route. You can even do a double din as well if you pull out that pocket on the bottom. I've seen people do that. That looks pretty good too. So plenty of options really. It just kind of depends on what you want to go with. Just make sure if you do it, get the plug and play harness. Don't bother splicing wires. It's not worth the time or the damage.
Do it. Splice up your harness.
Don't
It's
listen.
easy.
No.
You don't need to spend that extra bit of
Don't
money.
listen to don't listen to that voice.
It's not that bad.
Don't splice the harness.
It's not that bad.
You'll hate life later on, or whoever may end up with
it's
your.
only the next guy that it bothers.
How do I mute him? Believe me, I've had plenty of those trucks where they're all cut up. It's just a headache.
It's awesome.
Where were we? um, oh, you got a second gen crack-free dash in blue. Keep that. That's going to be a future collector item for sure.
Burn it. It's useless.
Yeah, any crack-free dash is probably worth, I'd say, about $500 current market. If you look around on eBay when one does come up, they're not cheap. Yeah, double dim would look good for sure. All right, well, hey, we are caught up on questions and we are out of time. I'll tell you what, I want to leave you guys with one weird thing. I like doing this when I have something weird. So go back over here. This will give you nightmares tonight. I don't know. I don't know what it is or what it's built from, but it is a shortened wheelbase Toyota. I'm guessing on the other side of the world. It looks pretty tropical. And they must have shortened the frame and maybe pulled the bed from a quad cab Toyota. That looks maybe right about where it would end.
That looks pretty similar to a truck I think I've talked about on the show before, where somebody put a first gen Tacoma cab on a 4Runner chassis, where they had to bob both sides of the bed. It's very similar to that.
Is that wheelbase though is so short?
Yeah, the 4Runner, it was an extended cab.
Okay.
They definitely super shortened that frame.
Yeah, I'd love to see how it drives, but so yeah, that's my weird find of the week. Put a lot of time into it, I guess, but
why?
Yeah, not sure.
Yeah,
This
lots of time, but why?
I don't know where this is. Look at they've got some sort of I don't even know what that is.
Is there a practical reason to do that?
I don't know. Unless maybe you put a lot of weight in the back, you could do a wheelie. I don't know.
Maybe that's a drag truck.
Maybe, yeah.
It's super powerful.
But this has got to be somewhere. I thought maybe Australia because it's got this ute in the background here. I don't know if that's like a Holden or what, an old school Holden maybe, but I'm not sure. I don't know my Aussie Utes that well, but it's definitely not North America. So there we go. We'll leave you guys with that weirdness until we do the next show. So thanks everybody who checked in tonight. Um, yeah, Zeddy, we
So
did announce the headlight giveaway. We did that right off the bat in case anybody had to bounce. It was Filthy Heathen with a 1988 Toyota pickup. So if I don't get a hold of Filthy Heathen, he shouldn't be too hard to reach. But if I don't get a hold of him, then I guess next show we'll draw somebody else from the hat. So
sweet.
yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. This was a pretty good show. Um, I will keep you guys up to date on the community tab of my channel as well as this channel. When the next live show will be. We try and do every 2 weeks, but with work and
Everything.
wrenching and wheeling and kids and all that, it doesn't always work out. So, uh, thanks for checking in and have a good night.
See you guys. You didn't make an appearance